everybody, it's Tony Perzo. Once again, here's my third video as promised. Before I begin, I just want to thank all of you for all the amazing questions and comments and posts and feedback that you sent me for my previous last two videos. It's been really amazing. I'm getting the sense that you're all super excited for this April 25th webinar, and of course I am super excited. We're going to be changing some lives on this webinar. Just in case you missed my last couple of videos, very quickly, I'm doing a live webinar on April 25th on how to negotiate your next salary, how to negotiate your next pay raise, how to sell yourself in your next job interview. For those of you who don't know, and you probably do know this, I am a negotiation expert, negotiation trainer. I've had the privilege of training the biggest companies in the world: Apple, Red Bull, Samsung, Taco Bell, Pepsi, Boeing, Rolls-Royce. And in all my seminars and corporate trainings, the question that I received the most is, Tony, where were you when I was negotiating my last salary? So over the last year, I've really put a lot of effort and time into developing, I think, is going to be the best product and best program out there, and helping everybody be able to get what they deserve at their next salary negotiation. Okay, everybody, so I'm just going to do a little bit of teaching here, as I promised I would in my last video. For those of you who won't be able to make my April 25th webinar, please use this information that I give you. It's going to serve you really well in your next salary negotiation. So let's say I'm selling my car for $10,000. In the back of my mind, I'm willing to get rid of this thing for $6,000, okay? It's a piece of junk. You come in off the street, you offer me $9,500. You offer me a great deal. If I say yes to you right away, you got yourself a deal. How might you walk away from that negotiation feeling? Well, you might walk away thinking, why did Tony say yes so quickly? That was kind of weird. Did I come in too high? Should I have offered him a lower price? You'd probably have buyer's remorse. You probably would not be very satisfied. So once you enter into the bargaining stage after the interview process, right? And the company or the person you're trying to get a job with, they make you an offer now, okay? They're talking numbers with you. If you don't put up any resistance to those numbers, meaning you don't negotiate, you don't open your mouth, you don't ask for more. If you don't put up any resistance, what you're actually doing is you're making the other party or the company you're negotiating with, you're not making them satisfied. Here are the reasons why, okay? So it's about the messages you're sending. So if you decide not to negotiate, you're sending the message to the other party that you're paying too much for me. This is assuming you do get the job, right? So you're starting off on the wrong foot. You're not setting a good precedent. So the next time you try to decide to get more money or try to get a raise, they're already going to be thinking, well, you're already getting paid really well because you decided at the beginning not to put up any resistance and not to ask for more. The second message is a little bit more, maybe even more important. And this has to do with investing in you, meaning the harder you get the other party to work, the more the other company or the person you're trying to get a job with, the more they work to get you on board, to get you to be an employee, the more they want you to be an employee, if that makes sense. So when you put up resistance, you're making it a little harder for the other party to get you, okay? You're playing hard to get. And when you play hard to get and you put up a little resistance, what you're actually doing is you're getting the other party to invest more time in you. And because they're investing more time and energy in you, they want to close you more. Okay? So when you start putting up resistance, you're actually making yourself more attractive to the other party. Here's a little story, okay? So there's two chefs in a kitchen, and they both need an orange, okay? They both need an orange. And they look over at the fruit bowl, and there's only one orange, and they both run towards the orange and they both grab it. Okay, so who's going to get this orange? They start negotiating, going back and forth. I need the orange, I need the orange. And anyways, what they decide to do is they decide to cut the orange in half. And then one chef goes and takes their orange, half the orange, and they start squeezing the juice out of it, while the other chef goes and starts taking the rind off the orange. And they look at each other and like, oh man, we didn't have to split the orange. I could have given you all the juice and you could have given me the rind, and we both would have been happy in that situation. Most people look at negotiation as a zero-sum game. That's fancy talk for most people look at negotiation like a big pie of pizza, all right? They're concerned with how many slices of pizza they're going to get out of that pie and how many slices of pizza the other party's going to get. So let's say, for example, you're trying to get a job with Google. Google's a big-time company. People would give their left arm to work for Google. So in most negotiations, Google is going to have most of the cards. So Google will say, listen, I got a 10-slice pizza pie here. We're going to keep 9, and you're going to get 1 slice of pizza. Okay, about 40% of the population will be like, you got yourself a deal, Google. I want to work for this company so bad. I'll take this 1 slice of pizza. You got yourself a deal. About 58% of the population will go into that same negotiation and they'll say, listen, Google, not a problem, but one thing, I want 2 slices of pie and you're only going to get 8 slices of pie. Okay, these are the people who will ask for more. Okay, that's about 57% of the population, 58%. You are going to become part of the 2 or 3% of the population, and these are the people who get the jobs, these are the people who negotiate better deals for themselves, and these are the people who get to the heads of companies, okay? These are creative negotiators. Our most successful people in the world are creative negotiators. And that's who I want you to be, and that's who I'm going to teach you to be in this April 25th webinar. A creative negotiator doesn't look at negotiation as a zero-sum game. They look at negotiation as an opportunity to grow the deal and make the deal bigger. For example, they'll go into that same negotiation with Google and say, listen, Google, I don't care about how many slices I get and how many slices you get. I want to figure out how we both can make this deal, make this pizza even bigger. Let's bake a bigger pizza pie so that I can get a few more slices of pie and you can get a few more slices of pie. Or worst case scenario, if I'm only getting 1 slice, it better be the biggest damn slice there is. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over some questions. I'm getting so many questions from all of you out there about the webinar and what things I'll be covering, and I just wanna go over some of these questions that I've been getting. I got my laptop in front of me here. So here's a question. So Tony, how do we negotiate without locking up the necessary relationship to a boss with whom you work closely by asking for too much? Okay, so this is the kind of, I've received a lot of these types of questions. A fear-based question, right? Negotiation equals fear. What if I stick up for myself or try to get what I deserve? What will people think of me? People won't like me. People will get angry at me. This is a common theme. We got to avoid that type of thinking. That never happens. People won't think less of you because you negotiate. In fact, the opposite will happen. People will respect you more and you'll actually satisfy people more, as I spoke of in this video. But there are times where negotiations can become very competitive, okay? And tempers can flare, egos get involved, and those are the type of negotiations we want to avoid. So yes, I will be going over in the webinar some strategies that we can start implementing to avoid any sort of conflict or emotion or egos from entering in the picture. Strategies like wooing sandwiches, okay, and avoiding irritators, and eating, breaking bread with the other party, having a cup of coffee while you negotiate, having a sandwich, having lunch, negotiating over breakfast, okay? If you have that opportunity, it can be a way to alleviate any emotion. So I'll be going through about 6 or 7 different strategies on ways we can do that. Okay, so let me, here's a question right here. How much is too much to ask for to start with? And how low should I expect my employer to go? So let me start off with this first question. How much is too much to ask for to start with? Okay, so there's lots of great information out there, a lot of great websites that you can do your research. It's at our fingertips now, right? Sites like payscale.com, Glassdoor.com, salary.com. I believe Indeed.com also has a salary calculator. So I would do your research online. Find out the national average of what your position pays, okay? I would also go as far as maybe speaking to other people on LinkedIn who have the exact same position and find out information about their earning capacity as well. And then I would ask for top dollar. Aim high, all right? So if the national average is $80,000, I would ask for a little bit more than $80,000, no more than 5% over, okay? So $84,000, okay? But here's the important thing. You want to make sure that you're the first one to throw out that number, Okay, you want to be the anchoring party. You want to anchor the other party into that number. Don't wait for the other party, the employer or the company, to throw out the first number, because if they do, they are going to try to anchor you. All right, I'll speak more about anchoring on this webinar. It's a psychological principle. They're going to try to anchor you into a low ball number, and I can promise you it will be a low ball number. Okay, everybody, so I will be making one last video for you all. I know, so sad, one last video, none of these 12-minute videos anymore, but this video that I'm making for you will be the most important video of them all, because finally I'm going to be giving you the opportunity to register for this thing, okay? This April 25th webinar, the registration page is going up in the next couple of days, and I'll be making one last video that I will be sending out to all of you. And this video will be giving you a special opportunity and special offer to be part of this very first product that I'm launching on how to negotiate your next salary, your pay raise, or how to sell yourself effectively in a job interview process. So I just want to let you know that I've been telling everybody about this, and there seems to be so much excitement growing around this webinar, and all my contacts know. So this thing is going to be busy, meaning it's probably going to sell out. And I just want to let you know that if you are at all interested in being part of this thing, please make sure you register sooner than later, because registration will be cut off at a certain point, okay? Please, if there's any questions, comments, or concerns, again, please post your comments to this social media post, or email me your questions, or of course you can post your questions on my Facebook page as well if you so desire. Okay, all right, everybody, I'll be seeing you soon with finally the opportunity to register for this webinar. Okay, folks, bye.